Hello everyone, this is Chirur Goswami and I'm going to tell you about the Linux file system management. So let's begin. So before we start, we should know what is basically a file management in Linux. So basically in this PPT, we will go through in detail about the file management in Linux. Like all data in Unix is organized into files. So all files are organized into directories. So these directories are organized into a tree-like structure called a file system. So we come across the three things in this file management, or the three basic types of files are ordinary files, directories, and special files. So what are basically ordinary files? An ordinary file is a file on the system that contains data, text, or program instructions. And the directories means Windows calls directories as folders basically. So in simple words, we can say directories store both special and ordinary files. For users familiar with the words Windows or Mac OS, Unix directories are equivalent to folders. And moreover, we can also say that root directory is a base of the system, that is slash home slash is the default location for users home directories, like I have written out here. And the last one is special files. This means this represents a real physical device such as a printer which is used for input output operations. Or moreover, we can also say that some special files provide access to hardware such as the hard drive, CD-ROMs, drives, modems, and Ethernet adapters. So these are the three basic types of files. Now going back to the file listing in Linux. So there is a common file where we everyone use before like once their command section is done. So that is ls. So ls is one of the most frequently used command in Linux. So I believe ls command is the first command we all might have used into the command prompt in the Linux box. So, what is basically what all the things means is like ls files with no option means this files and directories are in the bare format, and we were able to see the details of the files or size or modified date or the permissions. And once we give the hyphen, that is the number two, and once we add the hyphen, it will show the directory size, modified date and time, and the folder name and the owner of the file as well, and the permission as well. And the third one goes to the view hidden file. So once we type the command called ls hyphen a, it will show the all the hidden files with the starting with the letter dot dot. The other one is slash lh. That is, we can do this. That means it will show the human readable format. And by doing this, we can also go through the different commands. For example, the ls minus capital R. This will basically recursively list the subdirectories. So these are the few ls commands where we'll go through day-to-day life, and people use this for the many reasons. So let's get back to the owner and permission in Linux. So what is the ownership and permission in Linux? That is, to view the permission for files and directories, we use the two commands, that is ls-l or ls-n. So out here we come across the three things, that is the owner, group, and the other. So what do you mean by the owner, group, and the other is owner means the permissions used by the assigned owner of the file or directory. The group means the permission used by members of the group that owns the file or the directory. And the other is permission used by all users other than the file owner and members of the group that owns the file of the directory. We'll see all these things once we perform the practical. And the last one is permission set. So each permission group has three permissions. It's called a permission set. So each set consists of read, write, and execute. That we write as R, W, and X. So each file or directory has three permission sets for three types of permission groups. So I'll quickly explain this, and let's go back to the practical. The so I'll what exactly means the files and directories can belong to both an owner and group. So what is a group basically? A group is a collection of users and they all belongs to the same group. The first three characters of the triplet, the read, write, and execute permissions, are for the owner of the file. A group can also consist of one user, normally the user who creates a file. Each user on the system, including the root user, is assigned the user's own group of which he or she is the only member. So this is how we can set. And the so the second set of three is the read, write, and execute permissions for anyone who belongs to the user group of the file. So let's go back and perform the practical. So as you can see, I have CentOS while performing the practical, and I'll put my password on to get into the user. Yes, so I'll clear it out whatever I have right now out here. So first command I'll put it pwd. This means it will show me which directory I am. So right now I'm in home and then home in Chiro. So right now I'll be going to desktop. So I'll type cd capital D desktop and I'll put enter. So it will show me I'm in the desktop right now. So I'll create a file in the desktop and I'll put the content as well. So I'll use a nano editor. So nano, I'll type ADYPUU and enter. So I'll put Linux. I can put anything rather. Linux, OS, iOS, and I'll put Control O, enter, Control X. So as you can see, a file has already been created in the desktop. And now what I'll do is to check the content of the file, I'll just type CAT, then ADYPUU to see the content. As you can see the content that is Linux, OS, and iOS. So now I'll see what are the files which I have right now by doing the command ls-l. So these are the files which are present out here. So now I want to change the permission of the file which I made right now, that is ADYPUU. So what I'll do is I'll put chmod. So now chmod, that is change of permission. So now change of permission. So now as you can see, this hyphen, this R, this W, this means read, write, and execute. And right now the first row says the owner, the second is the group, and the other is the other. So right now if you want to change the permission of ADOPU, and I want to like chmod, and I want to write O, that is the other, and plus I want to add the permission, and what I want to add is execute, and write the permission ADYPUU is done. So I'll check it by ls-l. As you can see, the permission has been changed, and this is how we do the change of permission. So again, we'll come back to the come back out of the desktop, that is doing the command cd, and yes, we are out of it. So I'll clear it out, and once we are done with this, again we'll check where we are, in which directory. We are in the home and then Chiro. So again, if you want to delete the desktop, so again we have to go back to the cd, then we have to write desktop and then enter. Then we use the command rm, then the file name ADYPUU, and then the file got deleted. So this is how we perform the basic commands in file management system. Thank you. I hope you like my video. Thank you so much.